Hi guys, welcome back. We have another solo scenario lined up for today, venturing through the crypts. Once again, this is going to be a Twitch stream. Looks like a platform that I'll probably use and then convert over onto YouTube, just a bit more user friendly with the streaming. So still getting the hang of the software and the programming, but please do follow the link in the video description. If you're on YouTube, it will take you through to the Twitch channel so you can sort of keep up to date with when we're live streaming on there. It's a good platform for it. It's where I started watching Alucard's channel, which got me into recording ours for our own sake, but then eventually sort of came about. Isaac asked me to stream and ended up somehow with about 200 subscribers, which is amazing. So looking to see how Twitch works out for us. All the content will always be carried over onto YouTube, but it's just a bit more user friendly to have the live streams done through Twitch. So anyway, enough of that. Let's jump into what we're looking at with this scenario. So again, spoiler, going to be a locked character, even though this is an early scenario. We're going back through on a rampage. So one thing I've done, because we found the last scenario a little easy, as a level 4 character but only playing by ourselves, the normal adjustment I've made is to drop it to scenario level 1. I'm going to treat it exactly the same as if there were 2 characters, but there's only one of us. So the normal setup would be 2-player setup, level 4, 2 level 4 characters, at scenario level 2, which is what we're on at the moment. So we'll see how it goes. We may lose horrifically on this, but we'll give it a go. I did get a good amount of money last time round, so I've gone and bought one additional item, the Necklace of Teeth. It was something that we managed to pick up in a scenario just before I retired, which was a nice item actually for me. Anytime you kill an enemy during your turn, heal 1 damage. So this works well for a character that likes to take some damage, because it just gives you a little bit of healing every now and then, but especially in a solo setup, because we have to be killing everything. So this should be, over the course of the game, a decent amount of healing. So Necklace of Teeth gives us 6 items. Would have been very useful to have in the last scenario, where we needed to make use of our items a certain number of times. Anytime we kill, we're making use of an item. I've drawn 2 battle goals. Pacifist, to kill 3 or fewer monsters during the scenario, won't be possible, considering we have to kill all enemies, and in the first room there are 5 of them. So we're going to go with Masochist and make sure your current hit point value is equal to or less than 2 at the end of the scenario. So with that in mind, I've kept mostly the same cards. I've substituted 1 card in, if I can find it, the Glass Hammer. Attack X, where X is your current hit point value. Gain XP for every 5 damage done. Reduce your hit point value to 1. So I figure opportune use of this towards the end should drop our hit points down to 1. We'll probably have killed something, so it will jump back up to 2, but then we're still within realm of our battle goal. The one I took out was the opposite. It was dealing damage based on the difference between our maximum hit point value and current hit point value. I think I'm going to hover closer towards my maximum hit points, especially with this Necklace of Teeth. So that was a good change to have made anyway. It's not a card that I like to bring too often, because any scenario where you are dropping yourself to 1 hit point is going to be tricky. Okay, so we are looking at scenario 6, the Decaying Crypt. What is life without a little bit of intrigue? The cultists have clearly marked the crypt as a spot of trouble for them. Perhaps clearing this place out will put you in their good graces. Or maybe you're just hoping to find a big stash of treasure untouched by looters' hands. Once you arrive, the smell makes you regret your decision more than anything else. It's not the fact that you've had it up to about here with exploring old decrepit ruins. It's not the undead horrors shambling and moaning in the shadows. It's the smell of death and soullessness and rotting flesh. So as a special rule, we start the scenario with 3 curse cards. We are not and cannot be immune to that effect. So we will take our 3 curse cards. Which is quite annoying. The way the deck is set up, there's a lot of rolling modifiers, but not too many actual solid numbers. So 3 curse cards in there pretty much negates our rolling modifiers. Okay, so we've only got a living corpse and the living bones at the moment. So quite liked how we started off before. So I may jump over to this position here using our winged shoes, attack all adjacent with advantage, and then do attack against more with wound. And the living bones have shield. Well, I'd go relatively quickly if I'm doing that. Be looking at a 16 for the initiative with the move and strength on the bottom, then the attack, and then attack 2 on the top. The other option would be to just do an attack and then use the battle axe, but without the fire it wouldn't be as good an attack. I don't have many actually, just solid attacks. It might be something that I'll need to change in the future. Although I've not taken a turn yet, I could choose to lose one of these. So there's 3 attacks which each would require me to suffer 2 damage to add an additional effect. Otherwise they're just attack 3s, in which case it's not too different from just using an attack 2. I've got an attack 3, add +2 attack if your current hit point value is less than half your maximum, which is doable, or Blood Pact of attack 6 and then suffer damage equal to half your current hit point value. I might go with Blood Pact and take out Bounce Back, which was our move heal. Hopefully Necklace of Teeth will do the job there for us. Let's see, so that's 2 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, so we've still got 10 cards. So, yep, we'll start on a 16 and we'll see. The reason I want to run over here, it's likely that the living bones would reach me no matter where I am. They have a movement of 3. The living corpse, however, is much slower. So I should be able to deal with a few things before this guy starts getting in on the action. The living bones nearby only have 5 hit points as well. The elite living corpse has 13, which is quite a lot. But if I look like I'm going to get absolutely owned by these effects as well, I can always go invisible. So we're not in a terrible spot. Living Bones. Move, attack, heal. Well, that's a bit frustrating. Living Corpse. Move +1, attack. So we are going first, so we'll just see what happens. So we're going to move 2 with our boots. Attack 2, targeting all adjacent. And we are strengthened. So attack 2 versus Living Bones 10. A miss or a curse. Well, at least that's one out of the way. Against the corpse number 4. Rolling wound. Disarm. Another wound. +1. I was really worried we were going to get a curse after all that. But we have disarmed him. So we're not going to get an attack from him. +2, so 4 damage on him. And a wound. So that's pretty good. He's not attacking this turn, and he's already wounded. We then have a top action of attack 2, range 3, target 2, and wound. The problem is the Living Bones are going to heal. But I think I'm going to make use of these attacks simply since we've got advantage to try and draw out a load of curse cards. We'll go for number 7, rolling +2, stun -2. So 2 damage and stun on number 7. And a wound. So he actually won't heal himself, so that was pretty good. We'll go against number 5, Living Bones. -1, or ×2. So 4 damage. Oh, sorry, 1 less because of the shield. So 3 damage on number 5. And a wound. And then we'll go for the Living Corpse that we're next to, just to deal a bit more damage to him. +1 or a +1. So 3 more damage. So we didn't actually draw any more curse cards out. But we're going to stay strengthened till our end of our next turn anyway. I might use the -stamina potion to get both of those cards straight back, because corduroys could be quite nice next round anyway. So Living Bones. First of all, we have Living Bones number 5, who takes 1 damage from his wound. He has move -2, so he has a move of 1. And then he will heal 2 self, so he'll take his wound off and heal 2 damage. Then number 7, he was stunned, so he's not actually going to heal. He just takes the damage and stays wounded. And then number 10 will do an attack against us. This is an attack of 2, +1, 3 damage, and then he heals himself, but he wasn't wounded. Okay, then it's the Living Corpse. He was disarmed, so he'd move as if he's doing a melee attack, which he's adjacent to us anyway. Oh, why did I take the wound off? He would take 1 damage. And then this one will move 1, 2, which is fine. He's not attacking us anyway. So we've not killed anything, we're not going to heal. We've got advantage on all our attacks, but I may want to disadvantage them. I could move into the corner, so then I'm only going to be attacked by 2 things. Or I could just attack everyone again I could move into the spot here and attack 3, and then attack 2, which are next to me. I am advantaged, and then I'll give myself advantage for the next round as well. Oh, greater 5. Yeah, I think that might be worth it. The question is just whether I would use corduroys first before moving, and I could hit 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that might be a good idea. So we'll go on a 16. Living bones need to shuffle. The corpses are 32. They are attacking and pushing. So I guess I don't necessarily want to be adjacent to a corpse, but I'm going to be adjacent. Oh, I'd be adjacent to both of them. And they would attack then at a 6. 6 and a 3. Oh, sorry, 6 and a 5, which is quite dangerous. All right, well, we'll see what the bones are doing. They're on a 64. I'll use my corduroys first, and we'll see what transpires. So we'll go for living bones 7. One damage down to nothing. Living bones 5. A curse. So just a wound on him. And then living corpse 2. Four damage and a wound. So I've got one more curse left in my deck. Living corpse 5, didn't take any damage. I need to do 5 damage to either, well, 4 damage effectively on an attack 2. It's possible I might kill one of them. Otherwise, I'm taking most of my hit points in damage. I think I'm going to move up, and then if I don't kill anything, go invisible. So we've got strengthen back, so we'll have it for next round as well. We'll go for the elite living corpse first of all. 3 damage. Bones number 5. Again, nothing. And then the other living corpse. 4 and disarm. So that's good. He will die. And then I'd be taking still a good few attacks. Okay, we're gonna go invisible. Been very ineffective with our attacks so far. But they're invisible, so Bones will take a damage. This guy was disarmed. He takes a damage which kills him. Fortunately, I didn't kill him, so we won't get a heal. And then this guy takes a damage, so the other corpse only has 1 hit point remaining. So I'm going to go quite slowly, so hopefully they've had their turn before me. I'm going to go on 76. That would mean the other corpse is dead. Yeah. That should be fine. So living bones, 74. Yes, they're just before me. Living corpse, 66. So corpse takes the damage, dies again. Not me who killed it. Even though I did inflict the wound, that's not what matters. And the 2 wounded living bones each take 1 more. And it's my go, and I need to shuffle. So the corpse that's next to me will die anyway on the next turn, as will this guy. This guy's uninjured. So we are going to put out +1 permanent onto all of our attacks, but we take 1 damage at the start of each round. And then attack 3, range 3, target 2. So this is attack 4, range 3, target 2. With attack number 7. With advantage. 8 damage is more than enough to kill him. And we will gain a hit point. And then attack 4 against number 10. Of course. So we miss. That is the problem with rolling modifiers. I've got a pull, so I will pull him closer. And then I will use my major stamina potion to get a couple of cards back. Lost our strengthen. All of the cards back, in fact. So, living corpse number 10 is still uninjured. I'm going to go with these again. So once again, we're going to strengthen ourselves. We're going to loot. So we're going to go on an 8. Living bones, 25. So move to attack 2 first of all. So strengthened attack against number 5. It's a shame we did it that way round. We need to take 1 damage, but we're just going to heal ourselves 1 immediately now. And then the attack 3 against number 10. That lucky feather. And then we're going to loot 1, shield 1 self. So we get these 3 coins. The living bones is then attacking us on a attack 1. -1, 0. We were shielded anyway. Okay, this guy's starting to annoy me a little. Oh, that was our attack 6 I've used in there. I was wondering where that card had gone to. So we want to hit this guy and wander off, perhaps. We are still advantaged. Maybe we'll draw our null card against him once again. I won't be going particularly quickly though. 53 is the best combo I can sort of come up with. I'm going to stun him and then move 4 away. So it gets us towards the door over here. So 53 for me, 12 shield and heal. Okay, so that is happening first. He's not making attack, he wasn't injured. Then it's myself. We've just strengthened last turn, so that is still there. Attack 2. Are you kidding me? So rolling +2, rolling +2 into a miss. So all we do is stun number 10, and then we're going to move to here. Okay. So we're no longer strengthened. I think we're going to have a little look through that door. And then we've got the option to attack at range, depending on what we see. We don't have our invisibility cloak anymore. But the one living bones that's in the room with us is stunned. So I don't really care which number I go on, so I'm just going to use my low initiative numbers now. Living bones is 25, so that stun will just come off. And then it's myself. So move 3, move 1 first of all onto the door. We have some rubble, a couple of poisons, a couple of living corpses, and a couple of normal living spirits. So they have 2 attack at 3 range and 3 movement. Okay, so the living spirits move curse all enemies within range. 1, 2. So I'm fine where I am at the moment. In fact, I could move up 1. Because they can't get past the living corpse unless the living corpse go before them. 47, which they are. And they're going to shuffle towards me. So I don't want to move up because otherwise I'm going to get cursed. So I think I'll move back 1. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that should be fine. I could move further and then, yeah. We went 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. That's 3 movement we've got. So we're tucked around the corner. That saves us from range for a little bit. And then we do attack 2. We're not advantaged anymore. So we've just got to hope we don't draw yet a 4th, 5th null against this guy. So attack 2, 3, down to 2. And a wound on number 10. Excellent. And that generates fire. And then it is the living corpses. They move 2. And these guys move 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't take a damage at the start of my turn either, did I? Got to remember that, which means it would have actually been 1 more damage as well because of this +1. So I could just move and do a normal attack 2 against this guy. I think I might wait for him to come to me if I can. So I go on a 43 and then just do an attack 2 and heal myself. So the living bones, 20. Oh, he's going to heal himself, that's the worst thing. Living corpse, 66. Spirits, 48. Okay, so the living bones first of all move 2, 1, 2. He attacks on a 2. He also takes 1 damage. 2 damage to an 11. And then he will heal 2, so he gets rid of his wound, which I took so long putting on him, and heals 2 hit points through that as well. Okay, so then it's myself, the living spirits, 1, 2, 3. One of them will attack me. Nothing I can do to stop that. We'll heal 3, so I'm going to take 1 damage at the start of my turn and heal 2. And then we do an attack 2, which is an attack 3. 1, nothing because of his shield. And then I'm going to short rest at the end of the round. Spirits first. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And attacking me. So attack of 3, -1, 2 damage. So I will short rest. Attack and stun. I suppose there are worse cards to lose. So the living spirits only have shield of 2 and 2 hit points. So we're going to try take them out. So 16 for myself. These guys need to shuffle. Hopefully he doesn't get another heal. It's very frustrating. So corpses 47, 64, 48. So move to attack 2. I'm going to move here. Attack all adjacent enemies. So I've got an attack 3. I need to take a damage. Go down to 10. Oops. Killed the peg. Have to substitute a green. 10 health. So attack 3 against the living spirit. Wound +1, 4 damage, 2 shield. Kills him. And we gain a hit point. So that's good. Now we've got 3 attack 3s with advantage, so we'll go for number 10. For attack 6, which is finally enough to kill him. For 1 more. I don't think we're going to kill the living corpses. We're within range of the living spirit, actually, so we'll go for the other living spirit. For 5 damage, which kills him. And we go for the elite. They're both going to get a hit on me, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. We'll wound the elite. Oh, 2 times. And a +1 disarm. So it's attack 4 up to 8. Number 4, and a wound, and a disarm. So that saved us a lot of trouble this round as well. I've lost track as to whether I still have a curse. I'm shuffling now anyway, so yes, I've still got 1 curse in my card. We've given ourselves strength, and so we'll have that for next turn. Then it's the living corpses. The elite takes 1 damage, so he's up to 9. And he'll move up, but he's disarmed, so he doesn't attack us. And then the normal moves up. And this is an attack -1, so attack of 2, 2 damage. Excellent. My only real multi-attack cards are my ranged cards. So I think I might give myself advantage and then attack at melee range. Actually, I've got advantage anyway, so I may as well just move away and then attack both of them. But then that is my fast movement card. Okay, we're just going to stay still and duke it out with them. We'll go for an 11. We'll heal and then do an attack 2, which is actually attack 3. It might be enough damage on one of the, on the elite corpse to kill it. So we'll go on an 11. Shuffle up. Don't want to be backing away because I need to be making forward progress. So although my best attack is actually my ranged attacks, I need to stay in melee range. So living corpse, 21, move, muddle and immobilize. So there's no way I'm killing both of them. I will be immobilized where I end up for next turn. So me first. I take 1 damage because of this card effect, but then I'll heal 2. And then we're doing attack 2, which is attack 3. And we've got advantage. So on the elite, just add the 2 together. So it's actually only an attack 1 and wound, which he already was. Then it's their turn. We'll get muddled and immobilized, but no damage on us. So we're already muddled. We may as well do our attack when we're adjacent. So we're going an 8. No, 82. Oh, he took a damage as well at the start of his turn. So I take a damage at the start of my turn. It's like a permanent wound that I can't be immune to. I'm going to gain advantage on all my attacks this round, creating fire, and disadvantage all of his. So we're muddled, but we've got advantage. So it's just a normal attack. So this would be an attack 4 against the elite. 5 kills him. And gets me a hit point. So we're seeing the importance of the necklace of teeth. And then we've got an attack 4 against the normal, which is 5 damage. Perfect. And all attacks targeting me have disadvantage this round. So he's going to attack me now with an attack of 4. Misses the 2 times, just becomes a 0. So down to 8 hit points. I think I'm going to go slowly so this guy can hit me, because then I get a free attack on a movement. Otherwise I'm just dealing an attack 3 against him and I'd need a +1. Yeah, I think I need to just take damage. I could then just heal myself up before resting. Okay, so we're going on an 85. The living corpse. Move +1 and suffers a damage. So that's after us, unfortunately, and it's not dealing us any damage. So I'm at 8 of 16. I'm not at fewer hit points than half my maximum, so I'll just take... Oh, actually, no, start of my turn, I take 1 damage. So now I am at fewer. So I've got to move 3. 1, 2, 3. And I gain an attack 2, which is actually attack 3. 4 damage. Kills it. And I gain a hit point back. And 1 XP. And I've got a top action. I could do heal X. I could heal myself 8 hit points. And lose the card. I think I'm going to long rest, so I'm going to gain a hit point back anyway. I might do it just before I open this final room, but not now. So next turn, as I say, I'm long resting, so I lose a hit point, but gain 2, so effectively gain 1 hit point. Refresh my boots, and lose a card. Keep my move. If I'm going to do a big heal just before I open that door, probably get rid of this one. I'm going to be giving myself 12 hit points back again anyway, so we'll lose that. So we've effectively lost 3 cards now. I keep forgetting this is a lost card. So our growing rage is now an attack 3, which is good. Okay, so our next turn, I'm going to do these. I'm just going to loot and move 4. So we loot for 3 coins next to us. And move 1, 2, 3, 4. Could get next to that doorway this turn and then heal myself up. and then move in and burn things next round, but then I would have to short rest. No, I lost a hit point at the start of that last turn. Yeah. Leave me with 6 cards. Effectively down to 5 cards. Oof. I think I'm going to have to there. I could open the door as I heal myself, but that might be asking for trouble. If there's living bones in there, they're very mobile. Living spirits have a long range. Anything except living corpses is probably going to be hitting me, so. Okay. So we're going to suffer a damage. Move 3, we're just going to move 2 and heal X. So we're going to go back up to full hit points, up to 16, and get 2 XP. Then I could either give myself a move 3 to give myself a bit more flexibility in the room, or a move 2 gain advantage for corduroys. I think I'm going to give myself advantage. I should get something within range. I could only get to these hexes, but then range 3, 1, 2, 3, sort of half the room. I'm going to be able to hit something. And then I'm strengthened for next turn as well. That should be fine. So we'll go in. 1. We have a lot of coins in the room. 3, 1, 2, 3. We have a couple of pillars and a chest and living corpse. Living corpse. And an elite living spirit. So actually there's not a huge amount in that room. Now there's also okay, living spirits are move, attack +1 at range, and healing self. The living corpses move +0, attack +1, and poison all adjacent enemies. And they're going just before the living spirit. I am at full hit points. Well, I'm not. I've taken 1 damage at the start of this turn. So I think, although the living spirit is going to heal, he's got a shield 3. I'm doing an attack 3, and I'm going to wound him. Might be worth it. Problem is, the living spirit will attack me. Sorry, the living corpse attacks me. Then the living spirit attacks me, so I'll be basically half dead. Okay, let's do it. I'll move in. I've got nothing adjacent to me, but I do get strengthened. And then attack 2, range 3. I've got 2 viable targets. I'm going to create fire. These are attack 3s. First against the elite living spirit. So the elite living spirit is stunned. And it's a 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't matter that it's stunned, it's dead. That's pretty good. Gets a hit point back. and then living corpse number 2 is disarmed and takes 3 damage and a wound. So that was good. Good enough. Then it's these guys. So number 2 will move up. Can't attack me because he was disarmed, but he will poison me. And then this guy will move 1. Right, I need a short rest because I only have 1 card in my hand. Living corpse was also wounded. Attack X, where X is your current hit point value. No, I wanted that one because I need to get down to 1 hit point. So we'll use this one instead. Loot and shield. So we've lost a hit point. That's okay. This is going to be waning. Okay, we're going to try and do some killing. We're going to make use of our attack X, where X is the number of lost cards, which is now 5. So it'll be 6. So we're on a 16. Living corpses, a 32. Attack and push, and then they suffer 1 damage. So could be dangerous. First of all, move 2. I'm going to use my winged shoes to jump in here. So I get 1 damage from my own effect, but then I get an attack 3 with advantage against both of them. So against number 2, 6 damage, kills it. And I get a hit point back. And then against number 6, rolling miss. Then I've got attack 6. I've had both my rolling +2s. I don't really want to kill him because I want to kill myself next to get the hit point back. So I think I might just... I want the XP though. But if I kill him, I fail my objective. And there's a chest there which I can't get. I'll do just an attack 2. We'll see whether we would have done it -1 or a +1. So it would have been 7 damage. In fact, it's only 4. So he will survive. It's not the end of the world. He would have been left on 1 hit point, so it would have been a bit dangerous because he's going to take 1 on his turn as well. Okay. So the living corpse will do an attack +2. So he's going to do an attack of 5, 7. I'm going to lose a card to avoid that damage. Okay. Actually, it would have been 8 because of this poison. And then he suffers 1 damage, so he's up to 5 damage. To shuffle. Unfortunately, I don't have a loot 2 on me anymore. So we're going to go on an 11. We want to do attack X, where X is our current hit point value, and then move 4. Do not have fire anymore. So 11 for us, living corpse, 66. So attack X, we'll take a damage first of all. So we're doing an attack of 14, 15, because of our permanent card. And we have advantage. So 14 damage and a wound. So unfortunately, we will only get 2 XP. We drop to 1 hit point, but then recover 1 from our necklace of teeth. Drop another loot. And then we have move 4. I could either get the coins or the chest. So we'll go for this. And imagine a loot 2, we'd be getting 6 coins right now. But let's have a look. It is chest 50. The second skin, item 101. Alright, we have successfully navigated and somehow, I think, managed to keep a curse card, yes, in our deck, despite the number of attacks we did with advantage and the number of rolling modifiers. So, despite this being the same level of difficulty as if there were 2 heroes, I don't think we struggled at all on that. We managed our masochist objective. We got down to 2 hit points. We weren't low on health. We killed ourselves in that regard. Which is quite a nice card to have when that is one of the cards in the deck. Our +1 constant damage. I think the only thing that gave us real trouble was that living bones in the first room. If we killed him quicker, I think we would have dispatched this scenario with even more ease. But we've done another crypt scenario, which is what we were after. After the terrible shrieks and moans of the undead, the sound of someone clapping is at once foreign and alarming. Turning around, you see a hooded figure standing at the edge of your torchlight. You raise your weapon, but the grin on his silhouetted face isn't menacing in a way that calls for arms. It is menacing in a way you've never experienced before. Well done, sirs, the figure lilts. My, but you do have a way about you, don't you? And you've certainly gotten our attention now, removing this troublesome crypt of its rogue undead element. We very much prefer our undead to be controllable variety, now don't we? There is a long pause as the figure stares at you, still grinning. Well, perhaps you'd be so kind as to do another favour, after which we'll be mostly settled on the whole issue of you murdering some of my brethren. He stops, grinning. There's a necromancer, in Gloomhaven. Been giving us a spot of trouble, sending mercenaries out to do her dirty work against us. Maybe you've met her? Kill Jexera, bring her head to our headquarters, and we'll see about letting you live. We get a reward of 5 gold each. Ah, hurrah! But at the higher difficulty as well, each of these coins is worth 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 23 gold in total. And check mark. Scenario level 2, we got 8 bonus XP, so we managed to get up to 7, 15 experience. It's just enough for us to be leveling up. Well, we needed 1 XP to be leveling up, so it wasn't necessarily in doubt, but we have done it. So I have to choose which perk to take. An interesting choice, actually. We can add 2 more rolling wounds into the deck, which is quite nice. I could replace a -1 with a +1. Add 2 heal cards, 2 rolling heal cards. That might be an option. And then it makes this card, Blood Pact, all the more workable. Or I could add 1 +2 card that generates fire. It would slow the amount of times I draw my miss card. Now we do have a character in the party who enjoys elements. If I do create fire more frequently as well, that is better for me. My movement sort of depends on it. Obviously it's not something I can predict, but non-rolling cards in the deck. How many do we have? We have 16 card deck effectively at the moment. I think I'll add, oh, I don't know, it's tricky. I'm going to give it some thought. Don't want to make a rash decision on this. I've got 46 gold as well, so I may be able to do another enhancement or find an item that sort of works well with one of those. Yeah. Cheers, guys, and we will see where we take the adventure from here.